Okay. So I think that, first of all, if you're on this call and you are a brand new Crystal director, congratulations. It's not an easy thing to do. It's really not an easy thing to accomplish. What you've just accomplished, there aren't a lot of people that actually even ever get to this level, to have 6 consultants live at the same time. So give yourself a pat on the back, because really and truly, it's a big deal. And and what you've done, whether you knew it or not, now you may have just done it because you wanted to get that $1,500 bonus, right? But what you've done is you've just opened the door to the bigger money in this company. Let me just kind of position it for you a little bit, right? Let's say you're somebody who's cycling normally 1 to 2 to 3 times a week. Let's just say, right? Let's just say it's 1 time a week, 2 times a week. Let's just say it's 2 times a week. Your average is 2. So you're making $100 a week, right? Or $108 a week, plus your PIBs and other rank advancement bonuses, but the normal $100 a week. The fact that because you did this, went Crystal director, which just went director period, you created this, you opened the door and created an opportunity for yourself to score up to $2,500 this month at a level where you're making $100 a week. I mean, that to me is mind blowing, right? Like, it's amazing. And here's how I feel about you guys probably don't know, you may know, I'm really passionate about the leadership pools. I've done a lot of training for corporate. Robin has as well. We're known throughout the company as the girls who know everything about the leadership pools, right, Robin? Like, people tell us all the time, like, everybody knows.
I just helped 2 girls from the cruise, and one of them had no idea. She made $918 last month and had no idea that she had made that. We went through her report. I showed her how she made the money, and now she has a team call tonight to go over how she made the money and how they can make money. That's scary that she's a 3-star golden circle and she's made money, and she would get it into her commission account, and then she had no idea what it was or how she got it. That's ridiculous.
But that's the norm. That's more normal than not, honestly. And there's very few teams, I will tell you, there are very few teams that are so strategic about the way we play in the pools. So we love the pools. There's a lot of money to be made in the pools. You've opened the door. I didn't try, Robin, I don't know how.
Well, Adam was just up on stage as the #1 leader in the 2 3-star pool out of everyone at ISA University. And it was mind-blowing how powerful that was. The money was great. The $8,000 was great. But seeing him up on stage for our team was even better, I think.
So this is step 1, right? And what I tell a lot of people, and I hope that you can really embrace this. I know we're just starting out, but just kind of big picture. Like, ultimately, this residual income is awesome. And whatever your dream is, whether it's to retire early, whether you have a 4-year plan, right, Jackie, whether it's to just have an alternate lifestyle, whether it's to stay employed, but just have a lot of money to buy really nice cars and vacation home, whatever your dream is, it takes a while to start generating that residual income that will meet those goals. But this leadership pool money, like this stuff, this is a lot of people, if you say, what's your dream? Why do you want to do this business? Their #1 goal is to pay off debt. There are so many people that debt weighs so heavy on them and impacts their relationships, it impacts their health, their stress. They just want to get rid of their debt. The leadership pools wipe out your debt. Like, they're so powerful. So let's get started and let's get into it. I pulled up an old PowerPoint that I'm going to run. All right. So the leadership pools. Can you guys see this or not? Can you see my screen?
No.
Okay.
No.
Not yet.
All right, let me go back out. Let me do it again. How about now?
Yep, we can see it.
Okay.
I can.
Okay. So leadership pools. This is all about growing your business, right? The leadership pools that we're talking about tonight are the director pool and the executive pool. They work exactly the same. So once you learn this, you will have learned it for the director and for the executive. Okay? They work exactly the same. There's a couple of differences in them in the how much you can make and the time you can be in them, but they function exactly the same. So does everybody have their reports printed out? Tiffany, do you have your report printed out, your current month's benchmark? I'm sure I can see everybody.
Sorry, I was muted. I did not print it, but I did pull it up and look at it last night.
Okay. So the two things that will really help you, and if you can pull it up while you're,
Yeah, I can pull it up.
Yeah, then do that because we're going to go over a lot of things. So you'll find it in contest and promotions. And there's the director pool, leadership pool, and executive leadership pool. You want to print your current month details. And the other thing you actually do want to print out and have is the actual flyer itself, because that's where you find the calendar. And the first important distinction I want to make about these pools is they aren't on a calendar month. Even though we'll say, oh, it's the April pool, it doesn't run April 1st to April 30th, right? Each pool has a start date and an end date. Normally, I don't even want to say normally, the pool is either 4 weeks or 5 weeks. You need to know that. Like, it's really important to know when the pool starts and when the pool ends. So you want to pull up that, you want to get that flyer out and you want to mark those days on your calendar. Because it's really, I mean, we've actually had, like, sometimes the pool will end like on the 23rd of the month. You think you have a whole other week to finish scoring and doing whatever, and you don't. So make sure you know the dates. So this is what the form looks like. Okay, so everybody who hopefully has it printed out should have these details right here. There's a lot of information on here, and there's a lot of terms that we're going to go over. So just to set you up, in order to play in these pools, you have to be on auto ship. I know we all are, but just bear saying, you have to be on auto ship. You have to be paid as director or executive, whatever pool you're playing in, all 7 days of the week. So you have to come in, you have to be whatever you're trying to be if you're coming into the pool month or the pool week by Sunday night. So on Sunday night at midnight, you have to have either your 6 or your 10 active consultants. You can't drop off even for a day or you nullify yourself for that week. So it's really important that you stay on top of it and make sure all of your people are active. And, you know, every once in a while, you know, I don't know if you guys have ever seen when a return comes through. If a return comes through, stay on top of it and make sure you know who that return came through for, because if you get knocked off, again, even for a day, it could cost you a lot of money. I got knocked off for a day once from a return. It cost me $3,000 because I went inactive for 1 day out of the pool week, or $2,000, like $2,000, not $2,000. Okay. You have to have at least one qualifying week to participate in the pool. So right now, you're all Crystal Director or forget a Crystal Executive, right? You're going in, we're starting a pool month. It started on Monday. There are 4 weeks in this month. I forgot to check, actually. I should have checked that. Hold on. April 30th, 4 weeks in the May pool month. So for all of you to score in this pool month, you have to have at least one qualifying week to participate. Even if you have 1 week. Now, you're not gonna make a lot. You really do want to stay active at your rank for all 4 weeks of the month. But even if you're only qualified 1 week, you actually still could get a share of the pool. And you have to have a net cycle growth of at least 2 cycles above benchmark for the month to get anything. Okay? So here's all the terms that we're going to get familiar with, and they're all on your report. Net cycle benchmark, personal cycle count, net cycle growth, personal monthly net cycle growth, number of weeks in the period, number of weeks qualified. So let's go to the report. Does somebody want to not share your report, but tell me what your report says for personal cycle count, your net cycle benchmark? No, actually, I'd like to know what all of yours are. So Tiffany, what's your net cycle benchmark?
It says under the top column where it says like personal cycle count week, and then at the bottom it says net cycle benchmark.
See where it says personal cycle, and then this first thing is pink, and pink where it says 6 here. What does yours say there?
2.
Okay. Denny?
2.
Jackie?
1.
Okay. Okay. So that's your number you're trying to beat. And big picture, what happens is, like every month, in theory, if you're playing in the pool and scoring in the pool, that number's going to keep climbing. So you're going to continue to keep beating yourself. In the director pool and executive pool, all you have to worry about is your own performance and your own cycles. That changes when you hit the star, but right now we're going to stick with the conversation about the director pool. So basically what happened is that night cycle benchmark, that's the average of 4 weeks of your previous month, right? You can see, if you look at your report, you'll see the 4 dates, the 4 weeks that they used were the weeks from last month. So they always use the 4 weeks from the prior month to come up with your net cycle benchmark. And does anybody have any questions about that? So the next one, which is what we're focused on growing and having be a big number, is this number right here, your personal net cycle growth. So what's going to happen up top is the 4 weeks prior. Now we have the weeks that you're qualifying. You don't have any weeks on your current report because we're just starting. So there should be that we're just at the very beginning. Basically, this contest doesn't care when you score the cycles. It's a global look at the month. So while it's breaking it down and showing plus and minus, here you see her benchmark was 6, she scored 8, so she was net +2 the first week, the next week she was 0, the next week she was 5. You can be minus, it doesn't matter. Your week still counts, it still qualifies. It's a global look at the month. So Jackie, for you, your benchmark is 1. Okay? So what you need this month is, once you hit 4 cycles for the month, everything over that is cycles that are participating in as shares in the pool. Okay? Now, some really important things to know. You're gonna get, okay. There's some caps. So if you have 2 cycles, I'm going to use Jackie because she's easy. She's got 1. She's got her net cycle average is 1. So Jackie's got 4 cycles. If Jackie this month gets 6 cycles total, she has met that requirement for. She's got 2 cycles of growth, right? She's gone from her requirement is 4. She's got 6 cycles. She's got 2 cycles of growth. However, she can't access the $2,500 because she's capped. Between 2 and 5 cycles of growth, the most you can make is $500. No matter what the share prices are, no matter how, if your growth is between 2 and 5 cycles, you're capped at 500. And we're going to go into the caps in a minute. Basically 2 to 5 is 500. And this is the same for executive. 5 to 10, 6 to 10, you're capped at 1,000. It's only when you hit 11 cycles over your benchmark that you're able to access that whole $2,500 payout. Does that make sense? This is a big deal, okay? These caps are a big deal. I can't tell you how many people who don't understand this end up making $500, where with one extra order, they could have been at 1,000 or even gone further. So what's going to happen is, so those are the caps, and I'll review them again in a minute. You're going to get paid based on your cycles above your benchmark. So let's go back to Jackie for a minute. Jackie's got 4, her benchmark is 1, so she needs 4 cycles this month. Let's say Jackie gets 11 cycles this month. At that point, if Jackie gets 11 cycles this month, how many cycles is she over benchmark? She's, well,
7.
Her benchmark is 1, but that's times 4 because there's 4 weeks. So she needs 4 cycles total in the month. So
7.
Denny, speak up. You'll get points.
7.
He said 7. I heard him.
7. So she's got 7. So that means she's broken past the first cap, right? So she can access $1,000 worth of payout. She hasn't busted through the top cap to access $2,500. She can access up to $1,000 in payout. But her payout is going to be based on what the share price is. And that's completely variable. We never know what the share price in these pools is going to be. Now, last month, the share price for the director's pool was, Robin, 135-ish?
Sorry, I was busy with the kids for a second. What was the question?
Share price for the director pool? I have it.
Yeah, it was 135-ish, 135-ish for the director pool and 335-ish for the executive.
Right. So it was 135. So if in this model, this was last month, and if Jackie had scored her 11 cycles total, 7 cycles over benchmark, and she had been director every single week of the month, her payout would be 7 times 135, capped at 1,000.
945.
7 at 135 is 945.
According to my calculator.
We'll take it.
All right.
Yeah, that sounds right, actually.
Cheater.
So
Hey, I work smart.
there you go. All right. So does that make sense, Tiffany? Are you still with me? You're muted out, just so you know. You guys can unmute. I don't care about. I want to make sure everybody's got.
I got it, I think.
Okay. Jackie. Jackie, you're muted out, just so you know.
I think I get it. If the answer to me getting to 25 is 15.
If you're getting to 25, I didn't understand that.
$2,500. Yes, she would need
Right.
15 seconds.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, then I get it.
Right. Now, if you got your 15, it doesn't mean you're going to make 2,500. You're going to make 11 times whatever the share price is.
Okay, I
Right?
get it.
11 times 135 in the case of last month.
And Dawn, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
So when I was talking with Carrie, so she was saying that I need to increase my monthly cycles by 11,
Yes.
right?
Same.
Both same.
Yes. So you got on a little bit late. What I said, and I did record for you.
Sorry.
What I said was the director's pool and the executive pool work exactly the same.
Okay.
Every way, the only differences are in the executive pool, you can make 5,000, not 2,500, right? In the executive pool, you can make up to $5,000. The caps all work exactly the same. And the share prices in the executive pool are normally at least double what they are in direct. So you can play in this pool for 3 months in the director pool. And then you can't play anymore. You can play in the executive pool for 6 months. Here's what I'm going to tell you. The director pool is great. And you're all like really a lot of you at a really good place with your benchmarks. For exactly the same amount of work, you're going to get paid double or more as a general rule, just that's how it normally works in the executive pool. And the truth is, if you do the math, if you have to hit that 11 every month, that 11 cycles more to access the big pool numbers, that means you're increasing your cycles by 3 cycles a week, if you will. Like you're increasing. So if you hit, let's say you hit 12 divided by 4 weeks in a month is 3 cycles per week that you're increasing. You can only do that so many times before you hit the 2-star pool, and you don't want to hit the 2-star pool before you're ready. So play in the director pool or really push yourself hard to get to executive and play in the executive pool, because for the same amount of work, you're going to make twice the amount of money. And you can only hang out, you're only in that pool. There's a window time to play in the pool. So that's just, let's score in the director pool and let's go make some money, but just know that, okay? Worth pushing to executive right now is because you'd rather be using your efforts to generate EV and get paid that higher amount. Like Robin said, I think it was 135 and 335 was the difference between the 2 pool payouts last month. All right, so.
Dawn, Denny's already at his benchmark for the week almost.
No way.
That, and it's only Wednesday.
I'm a couple short.
That's awesome. So I really want to pound this one home though. It's not about what you do every week. The pool doesn't care whether you're plus or minus on a given week. It's a global look at the month. So take your net cycle benchmark, times it by 4. That's what you need for the month. And then add your 11 to know what you need to access the maximum payout in the pool. Does everybody have that? It's a really hard concept, but it's important. Otherwise, you're not gonna know what you're doing.
Dawn, I'm sorry, would you repeat it just one time, please?
So take your net cycle benchmark.
Okay.
Jackie, yours is 1.
Mm-hmm.
Times it by the number of weeks in the pool. This month it's 4, sometimes it's 5. Every once in a while it's 6, but not normally. Usually it's 4. So take your net cycle benchmark times the weeks in the month. And then you add on, you remember what I said, you need a plus 11 on top of that number to get to access the maximum payout.
Okay.
So that's how you know where you are and what you're shooting for. So this is, I can't even see all of this. Hold on. What we can. Oh, this just shows how they're coming up with the averages. So this is what we were talking about. What's in pink right now is showing what this girl earned, what Phoebe earned in the pool that month. So her benchmark was 6. She got 8, 6, 11, and 8. You can see on the screen right here. So her personal monthly net cycle growth was 9. She did, if you come down and look down here, she did stay director every week of the month. So she had 4 weeks that she qualified. So she's 100% participating in the pool, but she can't earn $2,500. Do you know why?
She didn't hit the next cycle growth of 11.
Correct. So she can only earn $1,000 in the pool. Even if the share price was $300 a share, she'll only earn $1,000. I can't see with this thing in the with the I don't even know how to, let's see. Okay, so this is what we were just talking about. That was her net cycle growth was 9. All of her pluses and minuses added together was 9. Let me see if I can can move this because I can't see some of my screen because of this stuff is in the way. There we go. So down at the bottom, qualified net cycle growth. This is, she had 9 monthly net cycles. You can see that divided by 4 weeks in the month. She qualified all 4 weeks in the month. If she'd only qualified 2 weeks in the month, then she would have her 9 monthly net cycles divided by the 4 weeks in the month, or 4 weeks in the month, and then her qualified weeks would be 2, not 4. So if this was the situation and she only qualified 2 of the weeks, what would her qualified shares be? You don't need a calculator, Denny, on this one. So the formula is 9.
So eight. No,
Well,
992, 4.5. So I don't know, 1 or 2.
Well, she
Yeah, 1.5.
qualified 2 weeks instead of 4. So it would be 4.5. She would only have half of the shares, right? If she
Yep.
qualified all 4 weeks in the month, she'd have 9 shares in the pool. Those 9 cycles would be 9 shares. But if she only qualified 2 of the 4 weeks, like she was only director 2 of the 4 weeks, she'd only have 4.5. And then that's what's going to get times by the share price, that variable share price. Got it?
Yep, got it.
All right, this is the calendar I was talking about. This is an old calendar because this is the slide I had. If everybody's got theirs printed out, their flyer printed out, it's on the first page right there, the calendar. And you want to make sure you know those months, those dates, because again, this is not a calendar month. You have to know what day the pool starts and ends. This pool started on Monday. It will run 4 weeks and it will end on May 27th. Is the last day of this first pool for all of you. And again, the director pool, 3 months you get to play.
Now, Dawn, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
It's hypothetical. So you have to, in order to play in the pool, for me, I have to stay an executive for an entire week, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So if I didn't, this is hypothetical,
Mm-hmm.
and I lost it by like this week, then I don't get to play in the pool yet, right? My time doesn't start until I'm back at it.
Yes. In
Okay.
order for your clock to start ticking, you actually have to score and make money in the pool.
Right. So I have to stay an executive for the entire week before the clock starts ticking.
Yes.
Got it. Okay.
But even if you're executive 1 full week out of the month, as long as, and if your cycles have grown, like you'll still score in the pool.
Right. Yeah, I know. Because we as in me have 2 in Grace right now that I'm working on. So.
All right. Well, then think about whether or not.
Right.
You've got to look at everything.
Right. And that's what I'm saying. Like, would it be worth waiting? I don't know. This is a me question, so we don't need to talk about this right now.
I got it. And let's talk. Let's you and me and Carrie talk and see.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. All right. So again, this was her qualifying all 4 weeks. Jen is saying, what if I lose my qualification? What if I lose a couple of my consultants? I'm going to drop out, and then she's not going to be qualified that week. So that's there's a lot of slides here that are kind of too many slides, I think. All right, we talked about that already. So the director pool has $75,000 in it, and that's divided by however many shares are earned by everybody in the company. That's how the share price is determined. They take $75,000, they look at all the shares that are earned, they divide 75,000 by the shares that are earned, and that's the share price. Same with the executive pool. That's your share value. So this was just showing if she had 9 cycles at $60, then her payout would have been $547. This is just an example. And then there's one, yeah. So there's one showing in May 2016, the director pool was 60, the executive pool was 200. You can see there's a really big difference between the two. However, she wouldn't have earned $1,800, which is what we came back and talked about here. Right, so there's the caps. These are the caps that we're talking about. The director pool cap 6 to 10, qualified net cycle growth $1,000. So she didn't get capped, but this guy got capped, right? Because he would have earned a lot more according to the share price and the shares that he had, but he got capped because he didn't get to 11 shares. Okay, we talked about the 3 months and the 6 months. We talked about all that. All right. I know that was a lot and it's really technical, but honestly, and I think each of you, Denny, you've got Robin working with you.
I do.
Terry working with you. Tiffany, are you working with Genevieve on this?
We haven't yet, no.
Okay. So work with me and Genevieve, and Jackie, you, Mike understands it, but I will be happy to work with you as well.
Okay.
And so what I like to do is at the beginning of every pool month, I like to look at your benchmark. I like to lay out what we just did. So for you, Jackie, yours is your net cycle benchmark is 1. So you four shares in the month is your benchmark, basically. 6 shares gets you six cycles in the month, as long as you stay director all 4 weeks, gets you playing in the pool, but with a maximum payout of $500. It's that, and then right. 6 shares gets you playing in the pool, and then 4 more. 10 shares gets you access to the 1,000, and then you would have to have, like we said, 15 to get access to the 2,500, right?
Right.
And Tiffany, your numbers are, you said you're
2.
2, right? So your benchmark for the month is 8, and then same thing applies: the 2 to 5, 6 to 10, and then the 11, right? So ideally, if you want to get the $2,500 payout for you, Tiffany, your goal for the month is 19 cycles, right?
Right.
Got it. And what about you, Jenna? Remind me, you're 6. Yours is 6, right? So 6 times 4 is 24.
So I need to do 35.
35 to access the 5,000. Now, again, no guarantee that you'll get 5,000 payout. Based on last month, 11 times 335 is, that is 4,000 or something, right? Not even, like 3,700. You've got the idea, basically. Okay. So what we like to do is make sure that we know what that overall goal is at the beginning of the month, so we know what we're shooting for. And now we've gone from focusing on creating consultants to now focusing on generating BV, right? That's our focus right now. Our focus, we have to keep the consultants we have, ideally, and we have to focus on really moving BV through your organization so you cycle. Does anybody have any questions about anything that we talked about? And I know it's a lot of information. I know it can be really confusing. And I'm not sure that, I mean, this slideshow is one that corporate created. I think sometimes it's more confusing, but I wanted to have something to show you versus just talking, because sometimes just talking and not being able to point to the numbers on the report is a little confusing. I think for the future, having done this again now, I think I'm going to delete a lot of the slides because I think it's overwhelming. Is that true? Jenny, yes, it's true.
I wouldn't say it's overwhelming. I mean,
A lot of repeated information.
Yeah, I think that's a
I think so.
fair statement.
Yeah, I'll get rid. I'll clean it up.
Thank you very much.
So, do you have any questions, or what can I do? How can I help? How can I best support you right now so we can blow this out of the water and be all over ICE FYI with all of our people winning in the director pool and the executive pool? You worked really, I know you worked really hard to get to director. You don't want to let it drop off. We've had a lot of people hit director and then lose it the next week, had their
Laura Stevens called it the director ditch at ICU.
The director ditch?
I loved it. Yeah.
Excuse me, 1 second. Huh? How much? Not long. Yeah, so a lot of people go for Rapid Crystal Reset. They go for that bonus and they have it for 1 week. They have it just long enough to maybe score a couple. And this has happened on our team too. You know, you have it just long enough to score, like, I think it happened to Dina. It was, I think in her director pool, she scored $50, Jenna. She made $50.
I think that happened to me too.
Just long enough to make a little bit.
Yeah, that happened to me too.
Off, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. And so we're trying not to have that happen this. We're trying to really be solid with our consultants and really pay attention and not have anybody drop off so that we can maximize the money in the pool. Because honestly, if you're looking at how hard you've worked, Jackie, to make 1 cycle a week, the fact that you could potentially make $2,500 in a month.
How many cycles do you have to?
Well, Dawn, the best news is that they're going to get $2,000 if they get to executive by the end of the month. And so that's every reason to keep your consultants solid for the entire 4 weeks, score the 2,500, then go nail the executive for 2,000. And then we're just going to get you right into the executive pool and get you $5,000 a month.
Well, there you go. I love that plan. Who else loves that plan? Raise your hand.
Yeah, I mean, it should be a $5,000 a month, right?
Denny already said he was going to take me on a tropical vacation. No, I'm just kidding.
So you're taking me to Hawaii? Nice.
Oh, did you want to be my babysitter? All right, we can talk.
I'll be your babysitter.
Me too.
Look at the kids.
Well, this is what you get to babysit.
I can deal with that. He's cute.
Yeah, I held Crosby for like 5 minutes at ICU.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
He is a dog. That baby dog.
Oh, wait, the other one's climbing up too. Ah!
It's a mommy muddle.
Thank you very much, Dawn.
You're welcome very much. You guys,
Thank you.
do everything you can to maximize this. This is the easiest money in the company. And you're in it and you're there. And so now it's all about generating that BV in whatever way you can. If that looks like enrollments, if it looks like going out and telling people about your favorite new product that you just tried that they all have to try, you know, and to get them to up their auto ship, that whatever it is that you need to do to up your BV, make it happen, because you only get to play here for a limited amount of time.
Yep. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Night, everybody.
Night.
Thank you.
Welcome.